Welcome to Fat Daddy's Outdoor Cooking. We outdoors today, but we are making food. So hey, when you're out working in the hot sun, it's hot, be sure and give your equipment a break, kind of let it cool off a little bit, give yourself a break, get some water, drink plenty of water, get in the shade tree, cool off, and then get back after it. Don't overdo it, but don't give up either. Just keep on rolling. We'll take a quick break here, give the tractor, I put the tractor in the shade. We're cutting some hay for the cows for the winter time, so we don't have to go purchase none. I guess you could say we don't have to purchase none. It's a heck of a lot of work. But it's part of being self-sufficient, or somewhat trying to be. Anyway, we'll get this hay cut off. I'm not even halfway, but I'm getting at it. And just ate a little lunch just a minute ago. I'm gonna suck down some more water and get this tractor back in gear. When I'm doing hay, cutting hay, boy, I sure do get my mind to going. You know, like no radio, nothing like that. You're sitting there and you're just codding along. You know, you could walk just about as fast as this thing's going. And you think, man, I wish I wish we'd go faster. Man, this would be better if we could kick it up a notch and get this sucker cut and get to the house and get some cold air. Shoot, get in some water or something, right? So this whole time, of course, you got a lot of time to thinking. I mean, you're sitting there hours and hours and hours going around in circles cutting this stuff. And you start bitching in your mind. You start griping and complaining. Dang, this is taking too long. Why, blah, blah, blah. And then God will show you something. He'll say, huh, can you imagine doing that by hand like they used to? You know, do it by hand and see if you're still gripe about it. I'm like, no, never mind, we're good. Even in low one, thank you. So a quick rundown on today. I'm very thankful for the equipment. Trust me. I mean, I couldn't imagine, like I said earlier, about doing it by hand and taking all week long to put hay up in the barn for just the first cutting. I couldn't imagine it. So I'm very thankful for the equipment. Now, I'm going to tell you something about equipment. There's a lot of different things I could have done prior to the first cutting that I did not do. I should have wrote a list and said, okay, I need to do this, and this winter before I need to get that equipment out to go to handling it, right? Grease the hay rake, you know, which I did, sharpen the blades on the cutter, change the filter on the tractor, you know, the fuel filter, which I did on the side of the field, or on the road, let's say, in the middle of the field, twice. Cleaning it out and blowing it out and all that. I mean, it's just a lot of work that I could have saved my backside if I had pre-positioned my mind to go, okay, I need to get all this done prior to the first cutting. And I knew it. I knew it before. I've done it before. You know, grease the hay baler, make sure everything's oiled up real good and ready to roll. Make sure you got your twine ready, your tires are good to go, blah, blah, blah. These things I did not do this year, so therefore it cost me a lot of sweat, you know, in the field, a lot of water drinking, which you're going to drink water anyway. You got to drink a bunch of water. If you're out there, get busy drinking water, right? Because you're putting food on the table for your animals. So that's what I'm doing. That's the whole reason for doing it. Saving money, not having to purchase it, just using my blood, sweat, and tears to do it. Next cutting, I can promise you, the blades will be sharpened and everything will be set, ready to roll. Because my intention on a slack day, I'm going to write it on my list. On my list. And I'm going to put these things down. You can do the extended list, but whatever. Get it on there. There's a line I've got to change on the cutter for sure. It's leaking, and the hydraulic cylinder on the cutter's leaking. So I can't raise the cylinder. I can't raise the cutter up So I've got another cutter. I'm gonna go rob that off. Anyway, beside the point. Think ahead, plan ahead, make it easier on yourself by just using your brain, right? So, anyway, still a great day because like I said, I'm not out there doing it like this. Horse and mule or raking it up with. I can't complain. I'm not gonna complain. When I'm out in the field, I complain. And my mind's going everywhere. It's like, dang, this is taking so long. It's so freaking hot. The tractor's freaking putting all kinds of heat at you, and you're like, oh, it's miserable. Oh, man, help me. Nah, heck no, dude. It only takes God, that one memory that God put in my head to say, hey, can you imagine doing this by hand? And you're like, oh, okay, I got you. Thank you for the equipment. Thank you for the diesel. And then, so anyway, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Learn something. It don't have to apply with just cutting hay. It can apply with, I've got to cut my grass every year, or my weed eater. I need to drain my gas out of my weed eater in the fall, and my wood splitter. I've got to drain all the gas out, you know, so that, boom, I put some new fresh gas in there, change my oil and that stuff, keep everything greased. It needs to be greased on whatever equipment you are, so that next year, apply the fresh gas, boom, you're ready to roll, because you didn't leave the old gas in there that may deteriorate the bulbs, that you got little primer bulbs on the weed eaters and all this other stuff. These things you can do to save yourself money and time. So think about it. There's all kinds of stuff, even for the ladies out there. I'm sure you can think of all kinds of stuff you can do in the house to make it easier, you know, like say canning for next year, to make sure, you know, you got the lids, you know, they're still pliable, and, you know, blah, 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 right? You got enough canning jars and stuff like that. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. See you.